All right, here we go. Boskoe100. Welcome back to VladTV.
The people's champ.
Let's talk about that. we got to start off with that. You just had a celebrity boxing match with Gonzoe.
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, was there a beef between the both of y'all, or was it a neighborhood thing, or what was
it? Wasn't a neighborhood thing. It was just, like me and Gonzoe cool now. We squashed our beef and we cool now. But I just gotta go back to the origin. Like it was a jealous thing. It was clearly a jealous thing. Like
he was jealous of you.
He was jealous of me. I was popping. You was a former, like, you know what I mean? You was a rapper, former glory. You see another dude from the streets coming up doing this thing. You trying to like get into this internet world, and you know what I mean? You want to get big on YouTube and Instagram, and you see this dude from the hood getting huge. Like, you know what I mean? It was basically like a, you know what I mean? So he started attacking me type of thing. And it was like, for the longest time, I just ignored him. I'm like, man, shut up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I had bagged on him one time and then like kept it going. Like I was getting, I think it was around the time I got into a Whack 100, and he kind of was going in on this Pac still got shooters tirade, and I just was like, man, like basically like, bro, shut the fuck up, like, bro, you ain't even beating up, like, you know what I mean? It was just like a kind of, I said one thing, but he kind of took it as a window of opportunity and just went on a whole tirade about it, and it was like, you know what I mean? It was just going on for the longest time. So finally, I get a call one day from my boy Slab, one of Rick Ross's right-hand man. Like, you know what I mean? Anytime you see Ross, you see Slab. Like, so Slab called me like, man, I'm linked in with the celebrity boxer people. You want to, is there anybody you want to get in the ring with? He like, they know you, they fuck with you. Like, is there anybody you want to get in the ring with? So I was like, if it's somebody I would get in the ring with, this nigga, Gonzoe, like, you know what I mean? So he got in touch with him, and Gonzoe accepted. He like, yeah, I'll get in the ring. So I was like, oh shit. Like, so it all came together. But when we first did it, we originally were going with a different company. It was a different proposition. But once we start like really training and putting up the videos and, you know what I mean, and start building the hype, Snoop Dogg ended up seeing it, and he like, whoa, like, you know what I mean? So Snoop seen the opportunity and came at us with a better proposition. So we end up, of course, naturally, like, even if it wasn't a better proposition, Snoop involved, like, you know what I mean? So I jumped on board for sure, and like, you know what I mean? So we end up under Triller. Everything went down perfect, like, you know what I mean? I have no complaints. I got no complaints.
Okay, so can you say how much you got paid?
No.
Was it a nice amount?
I mean, it was definitely a nice amount for me being a hood dude from, you know what I mean, coming from the streets. I'm not a professional fighter, like, you know what I mean, being thrown into a professional fight situation. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, I basically came from the street to Mayweather level. Like, you know what I mean? I'm a professional fighter now. Like, I actually had a professional fight. So it was like everything like worked out perfect for me. It was like a boss situation, really.
Okay, so you can't say the amount.
I mean,
can you buy a car with it?
I wouldn't buy a car.
But is it an amount of money that you could buy a car with?
Of course.
Okay.
I mean, I could buy a car.
No, I don't mean you personally. I mean the amount they gave you for the fight. Can you buy a car with that amount?
Yeah, but I wouldn't.
Okay,
like,
fair enough. So the fight gets put on, and both of you guys wore headgear.
Only because of the weight difference, because I was bigger than him. Like, I'm 5'11", 200 pounds. He was 5'9", 155 pounds. So, you know, like regulations and, you know what I mean? It was a lot of things. Like, they almost didn't want to let it fight. Snoop Dogg, like, I like much respect to Snoop. Shout out to Snoop. Snoop really wanted to have it. Like, Snoop really went to bat for us. Like, Snoop basically told them, like, all right, well, if they can't fight, then I'm not coming. Like, type of thing. Like, Snoop is so, like, Snoop really went to, like, shout out to Snoop. Like, much respect to Snoop. Oh, God.
Okay, so the match happened, and I'll be honest, I saw clips of it, but I didn't see the whole thing.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, though.
The whole thing's on YouTube?
Yeah, you can see the fight.
Man, all right. Okay, so from your point of view, because when it was going on and we were sort of covering it, on
Uh-huh.
VladTV.com, I was asking people, okay, what happened in the fight? And most people were saying it was a draw. That's what I was hearing on Twitter.
Mhm.
Because there wasn't an official ruling, was there?
I mean, Snoop was the official. Snoop is the commissioner. Basically, Snoop is the commissioner
Okay.
of the gun. Like, you know what I mean? And Snoop called it a draw. But watching the fight, like, I mean, you could watch the fight, like, honestly. And I told Gonzoe this myself, like, we good now. Like, we talking, we hollered, like, we squashed all our differences. But I told him myself, like, to his face, he know I won that fight. Like, you know I won that fight. But, you know what I mean? Like, I understood what Snoop did for the cause. So it was like, I still feel like a winner. It's like, it's not no hard feelings or I don't feel like, man, I got cheated. Like, no, like, it was like, I like what Snoop did and that was dope. Like, that was so dope to me. It was like, you know what? Like, yeah, the winner is the cause. Like, you know what I mean? Gloves up, guns down. Like, period.
Well, if you were the winner, would you have gotten more money?
Not from the deal that we worked out. Like,
Okay,
the
so
deal,
it's
the
not
deal that
based
we
on
worked
that.
out, like, it was like, you know what I
Okay,
mean?
it was just you get this for just getting in the ring, no matter what happens.
Yeah, like, cause we was gonna get in the street at the local park and fight anyway. Like,
Really?
Like before the like fight thing even came up, we were already personally gonna fight in the local port. I already called him like, man, bring your ass to this park and let me put these dogs on you. And he, you know what I mean? We had a whole like thing going on, but it was just like God and just the way the world works that Slab ended up getting at me with that proposition. Like, he ended up being tied in with some people who could make some real things happen, and we could really end up getting paid and make this way bigger than what, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it all worked out perfect. But.
All right, because I remember leading up to the fight, I think you shoved him.
Yeah, that was like the day before the fight. Like, we went to like the weigh-ins.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the weigh-ins, and I was when I shoved him, I was just at the bar. I'm at the bar with Slab, and we chopping it up, we talking, and like just out of nowhere, like I just hear like I'm looking this way. Out of nowhere, I just hear something in my ear like, yeah, I should beat your ass right now. I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, right, nigga, like, watch out. But he like pushed up aggressive, like, yeah, nigga, on my mama. So I'm like, nigga, like, really, we could, like, really. I was just, cause before he walked up and said that, I was already saying like, nigga, like, fuck all this fight, like, I'll beat that nigga ass today, like, you know what I mean? So he walked up out of nowhere, like, nigga, I could beat your ass right now. And I'm like, nigga, that's really crazy you did that, but you got a whole camera crew. I swear to God, I just got Rose Mode, Ice Burgundy flashbacks. Like, it was just like, you know what I mean? They come running up on me and got a whole camera crew behind him. I was like, what the fuck? So I'm like, really, honest to God, we could. And he like, you know what I mean? He pushed up aggressive. So I just natural instinct, like fuck up on my face. Like, you violate my firing, like, you know what I mean? If you in my firing range, you violate my space. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, you guys have your match. And how many rounds did it go?
It was 3 rounds.
3 rounds.
3 2-minute rounds.
Okay.
3 2-minute rounds.
3 2-minute rounds. After it was all said and done, did y'all like hug it out? And
Yeah.
It's all good now?
That was one of the stipulations, like he said in the beginning of the fight, like, I don't care what happened, win, lose, or draw. Like, I just want to shake Boskoe hand after this shit. Like,
That's
you know
what's
what I mean?
up.
Like, so
That's what's up.
it was like, I like, he said that, once he said that, it gave me a whole new, like, it was like, all right, like, I'm gonna punish this dude, but like, whatever, like, it's back to old school, like how it would, like, cause coming up, like, being from the hood and from the streets, like, we have street fights and we got quarrels, but back in the days when it was coming up, it was like, all right, you gonna fight him and then y'all good, like, you know what I mean, get your difference out the way, you shake hands and you keep, you know what I mean, you move on with life. And that's how I really was raised, but the way the streets are nowadays, a lot of dudes just want, I ain't doing no fighting, and they got these long clips and these big guns and these long clips, and everybody just want to kill everybody. And it's like, you can't kill everybody. Like sometimes you just gotta be a man and go out there, win, lose, or draw, and throw these things. And like, I feel like the culture strayed away from that with the new generation. I don't want to blame Chief Keef. Like, I don't want to blame Chief Keef. But it seemed like ever since, like, Chief Keef came in with these long clips and these guns, like, the whole generation and the culture just been, yeah, fuck that. We ain't doing no fighting. We shooting people with these big clips. Like, you know what I mean? And it kind of is like, to me, that's scary. Like, it's like, that's not, I don't respect that. Like, that's like, it's like, you ain't a man. Like, if you ain't willing to go throw them things for what you believe in, it's like, do you really, well, is it really even worth it? Like, you ain't willing to go throw these things and get out there in the street, but you want to go risk your whole life and another man's life to prove a point. Like, it don't, you know what I mean? It's kind of like bitch shit to me. Like,
well, you know, Gonzo's taken shots at me over the years. I've seen little things here and there.
And you know what? You know what? You know what? I'm glad you said that, because I ain't gonna lie. Like, he actually, like, I told him, like, I said, yeah, I got Vlad when I get back to LA. And he said, man, Vlad blocked me. He said, just do me a favor. Like, oh God, he said, can you do me a favor and tell Vlad to unblock me? And we had a conversation. I was like, well, you know, Vlad, my boy, like, just like how he did with Daz and like, you know what I mean? Like, Rick, like, I told him, like, man, Vlad, my boy, like, what you up, man? And we had a little conversation. He was like, well, just do me a favor when you get on Vlad, can you tell Vlad to unblock me so I can holler at
I got you.
Like,
I'll unblock him. You know, because my thing was, I seen it wasn't anything serious.
Yeah,
it was like, all right, if you're gonna keep dissing me, I think, like, on my Instagram posts,
just block. It's just like, yeah,
I'm gonna forget about it.
I do that all day, so I understand. I
blocked
completely
with a
understand.
T.
Blocked, yeah, blocked.
Blocked. Well, I'm glad y'all worked it out, man. Grown man shit. And I just want to say, it takes a lot to get in the ring with somebody.
I swear to God, like,
yeah, it takes a lot. As someone that boxed a little bit when I was younger, 2 rounds, 2 minutes sounds like a short period of time, but when you're in the ring with someone with gloves and headgear, and you're trying not to get punched in the face, and even with the headgear,
it's so much.
Getting hit hurts. Like, I've gotten hit with an uppercut with headgear, and my jaw hurt for like a good 3-4 days. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, like, I felt like the headgear, like, if, like, it was so, like, I don't know, it felt like playing James Bond 007 on Nintendo 64 in the big head mode. Like, right. That's how I feel. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, GoldenEye. Yeah, I feel you.
Real shit.
Well, last time you were here, we were talking about your back and forth with Daz. And I offered to try to end this beef. It didn't work.
I swear to God, I said
I reached out to Daz. Daz was like, nah. So I'm like, all right, well, I did what I said I would do, but these are 2 grown men, so it's up to them.
Daz is a punk. Like, Daz is like really like, Daz is a jealous old ogre, like, sitting back on his fake ass estate with his fucking push to go pull to start lawnmower. Like, you supposed to, like, you got an estate, but like, you got to pull to start push to go lawnmower. And it's like, bro, like, he's really in his feelings because I roasted the shit out of him and made him just look like a peon, and he just like, you know what I mean? And then the thing was, I remember we did our interview, and I said, let's do it for Nipsey. And, you know what I mean? I haven't mentioned Daz since. And he hasn't said anything since either. So I basically thought it was squashed. But I see all of a sudden, like, before the fight, Slab posted some shit, and he jumped in the comments basically like, fuck Boskoe. Like, out of nowhere, like, he crawled from under this rock and stuck his head out his turtle shell to fucking, like, all of a sudden, fuck Boskoe kill it. So I'm like, I immediately told Snoop, like, what's up, Snoop? Like, I put, like, let's get this nigga in the ring.
Oh, you want to get in the ring with Daz?
Yeah. No, I really don't. I really wasn't tripping off Daz, but I'm saying I will. Like, if he want that. But honestly,
is this official right now?
No, it's not official.
It's not official. No, but
really,
are you calling out Daz for a celebrity boxing match?
No.
You're not. Okay.
I'm calling out Daz. I will Daz in the backyard somewhere. Like, you're the bum. Like, I wouldn't even, like, waste Triller time, Snoop Dogg time, or nobody else time.
Well, I mean,
on trying to make it.
That would be a much bigger fight than you and Gonzoe.
No.
So I wouldn't be wasting time. You'd probably get a bigger check for that.
No. Like, I think me and Gillie would be a much bigger fight than me.
I mean, Gillie would be a big fight also. I mean, yeah, right
Gillie
now,
in my DM right now, wolfing. After the fight, Gillie was another one that stuck his head out his turtle shell, stuck his hot dog out the bun, And all of a sudden, like now, Gillie want to start talking shit. Oh yeah, y'all can't fight, and I'll knock you out. So like Gillie basically like, yeah, I'd rather Gillie nigga. I'll beat the shit out of Gillie. Not that I'm promoting violence. I don't want to promote.
But I'm talking about boxing. We're talking about boxing in the ring.
I'll beat the fuck out of Gillie.
In the ring.
In the ring, I'll beat out the ring, but in the ring, let's do it in the ring.
Okay.
Just for the cause and
all right.
You know what I mean? For the youth, I'll beat the shit out of Gillie.
You're calling out a celebrity boxing match with you and
Gillie.
But not Daz. Daz is a personal
We're going to let him start.
All right. Well, listen, I've known Daz for some years. Like, for example, I just interviewed Gorilla Black.
Yeah, I just said I watched that too. I shout out to Gorilla Black. I know him. I met him way back before he caught that case, and I still was going to his barbershop even when he was locked up. He got a barbershop over there in Hawthorne, and I still was going over there through the whole time he been in jail and everything.
Yeah, I mean, he talked about when they had some sort of miscommunication or whatever, and he said Daz threatened to kill him when he sees him, and it's like there was some back.
When has Daz ever did anything? Like his whole career, like all the beefs that they had, like when have you ever heard about Daz getting active though and getting out there like putting hands on somebody? It's like Daz, like stop talking this shit, Daz. Like Daz, like just being a real nigga. You a West Coast hip hop legend, bro. Like
facts,
but. Stop trying to talk this gangster shit. When have you ever really been gangster? Like, you hung around gangster niggas and you had a gangster image, but what have you ever really done that was gangster?
I mean, I can't speak on it personally. I can't speak on it personally. I mean, from what I understand, Daz is a thorough dude. Daz has a background.
You're cool,
I'm not going to say Daz is a soft dude by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not going to say he's not about what he talks about. I do know he's hot-headed, and I do know that he gets on the internet and he says things that he may not mean long-term. I don't think he really was going to kill Gorilla Black when he saw him. I don't think so. I think he was just upset over something that was happening. I don't know what's up with both of y'all. It'd be great if y'all could just work it out, period. It'd be great if y'all could work it out in the ring. Hopefully it doesn't turn into some backyard fight, but if that happens, that's on y'all. Y'all are
he just want to latch on to this new fame. Like, Daz, he see me, so now he want to come Nah, you gonna start like, if you want to fight, I'll fight you in your backyard. Like, fuck that. We get some fucking waters and some Gatorades and fight in the backyard. Fuck you.
Well, your fight was a pre-fight to Jake Paul and Ben Askren.
You know what? That fight gave me so, because honestly, just I didn't respect Jake Paul as a real boxer. Like I was just like, that's some old made up ass shit. Like this whole, you know what I mean?
He's a YouTuber.
But actually being in the same situation myself and getting in the ring and then seeing his victory, like I got a whole new respect for him as a boxer, because now I firsthand understand the physicality and the dedication that it really takes to get in there and be a champ. Like, seriously. Like, and I tip my hat to him and much respect, because he, like, you know what I mean? He really got in there and did his thing. Like,
so you watched the fight ringside?
No. I was so exhausted after my fight. I went to the hotel and went back to sleep, and I missed the whole event. Like,
okay.
I missed the whole shit.
You watched the thing on video though? His
Yeah.
Well, number one, Ben Askren is a former MMA champ.
But he wasn't a striker. Like, he's an MMA champ, but he was a wrestler, grappler type.
I get it.
He didn't have no hands though. I said already, like, he might knock this bum out. Like, I said it already.
Well, during the weigh-in, Ben was not in MMA shape. He had like a muffin top. You know what I'm saying?
Top. Like, he looked like,
Well, but after the knockout, a lot of people were saying that it was rigged.
No.
You don't think so?
No. The
knockout seemed a little, I don't know.
No.
And then Ben looked hella happy leaving. He was just smiling.
Because he got paid anyway. Like when you already a MMA bum. Like, he wasn't a top. It wasn't like he got in there and knocked out. But look at like fucking like a good MMA fighter with a record. What was his name? Frank Muir. Frank Muir. He got knocked out. He got beat the fuck up too. And he was like a top. What was it? Frank Muir? I think it's Frank Muir.
Frank Muir.
Frank Muir.
Yeah.
He got beat too. And so he's supposed to be like, he's a top ranking MMA fighter. Like, I've been watching him for years on UFC, and like he got his ass whooped too. So it's like, you know what I mean? I seen Jake Paul. Like, I know he's young, energetic. He's taking his craft serious. He really in there training. Mm-hmm. I'm sure like he got some money behind him. I'm sure he getting all the best vitamins, supplements, and like, you know what I mean? This is what you do. Like, you're getting paid for this. Like, so I feel like he really just went in there and put in that work and knocked him the fuck out. Like,
yeah, I mean, he's what, 2-0 or 3-0?
3-0, all knockouts. He been knocking everybody the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, Nate Robinson.
I don't know. I seen his brother there, Logan Paul. I seen him. He was there like at the fight race. I don't know, him and Mayweather. I don't
know about that one.
Yeah, but that shit is like to me. I don't like. But why does he get to fight Mayweather like this? Like, that shit is like kind of corny to me. I ain't gonna lie.
All right, we'll see if that happens. Well, at the end of the day,
it's gonna happen because I know it's Mayweather, so it's gonna be a big money drop. So it's gonna happen, but it's just like out of everybody, like, why fight this nigga? But I understand, like, boxing is a business. Like, people don't understand. It's not about just, I want to fight you. I can beat you up. I want to fight. Yeah, okay, but like, you got to make it to my level though. Like, boxing is a business.
Right.
It's a sport, but at the end of the day, it's still a business.
Right.
Like,
it's not like a traditional sport, like a basketball.
Yeah, like a basketball.
Football where there's a schedule and everyone has to compete on the schedule. At the very end of the season, then the two main people will go against each other. You're right. It's basically who can get the biggest payday, who could draw the biggest crowd, and then
it's a business. It's like healthcare.
Right. Well, just yesterday, Derek Chauvin was found guilty of murdering George Floyd.
Finally.
How did you feel when you heard that?
I felt relieved. Like, I honestly, like, being a dude, like I remember being a kid when the Rodney King verdict came. Like, I remember being a kid and watching that on TV. Like, and I was like, you know what I mean? Like, through the years, we've never got any justice when we were done wrong by the police. And finally, almost 20 years later, I'm finally seeing like 20 years of being wronged and abused by law enforcement. I feel like we finally won as a people. Like, you know what I mean? Finally, like, it's always like we get wronged by law enforcement. It's like, it's always justified. And finally, we win. We won. Like, they finally get held accountable for their actions the way we do. If I went out and put my neck in George Floyd's neck, they would have threw me under the jail. And like, you know what I mean? Like, Finally, the police, law enforcement, they seem human. They're touchable. Like, you're human, you're touchable, you're just like us. You're not you know what I mean? You're held accountable for your action. And like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think this sends a very clear signal to police around the country that if you choose to kill someone in the line of duty, you will be prison.
Because honestly, it's like, you guys train these killers. They're trained killers. Like, the police are trained. You give them a gun, you give them a car, you give them a license to kill, basically. You train them to kill, but then you expect them to go out here and not be killers. Like, no, you guys train these killers. So if you train me to kill for 6 months, boom, boom, go to the shooting range, practice this, and you train me to be a killer, at some point I'm gonna want to kill. Like, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, why am I training to kill if I don't want to? Like, these officers are trained to kill, but you're trained to kill within the guidelines of the law. Like, so when you step outside of that, you should definitely be held accountable for your actions, and period.
Well, I'll say this, and I think this is very important for people around the country to hear. I saw Black people around me cry when the verdict came through. Yeah, I was, like, when this happened, like, people that I was around started to really cry and sob. And although I was happy that it happened, I realized that a white person really can't understand the significance of what just happened. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Not to the extent of a Black person. Mm-hmm. And white people just need to realize that. You know, I mean, I had to check myself and think about myself for a second. I was very happy, but I wasn't crying because I never really went through, as a white man living in America, I never went through what black people go through.
Because in layman's terms, like, imagine being a loser your whole life and you finally won. Like, that's the feeling. Like, you lost, you've been losing. Like, imagine being a player of a game and you just been losing. You never won. Like, your whole life you've been losing, and you've been watching everybody else lose. You've lost, everybody around you lost, and then finally somebody wins.
Would this be the equivalent of OJ beating his case for you? Or is this more serious?
This is way bigger than OJ. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with OJ.
Well, but this is what I'm saying. Like, you've seen,
like, OJ
your whole life, you've seen black people get convicted of crimes they didn't do, while white people walk away from it. And for one time, you saw a black person actually beat a crime that they probably did.
Yeah, but
this is more.
It's
serious.
not the same because he's not black. He's OJ.
Right.
You know what I mean? He ain't black. He OJ. So you know what I mean?
So this was a relatively unknown. George Floyd was someone who was not famous. He was not a celebrity. He was just a regular guy.
He received justice.
And he received justice.
Him and his family and loved ones, they received justice. Finally.
Yeah.
In life.
There you go. You know, Boosie went on Twitter and
he said that he lucky.
He said Derek is lucky he ain't going to jail in Louisiana with a bunch of eggplant emojis.
I saw that.
And he said Boskoe would have been made. So apparently Boosie got people on speed dial that'll go rape somebody.
Allegedly.
That's my man. I guess I don't. Whoever beefing with Boosie, just realize if you're in Louisiana, he might make that call for you.
Put a finger in his ass, man. Put a finger dead in that man.
Well, since our last interview, DMX passed away.
Man.
Age 50.
That was unfortunate. But you know what? Honestly, it's like, it's not as sad as DMX died in a car crash and, you know what I mean? Or DMX was shot. Like, it's like, more like DMX died doing what he loved to do. Like, he died being DMX. Like, you know what I mean? Like one thing, like.
Well, he had a heart attack. I mean, he wasn't actually.
He had a heart attack, but, you know, it come from years of drug abuse, I'm sure. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, he had underlying conditions. I was talking to his inner circle the whole time. He had actually gotten off drugs over the last 6 months, which is why he gained all that weight.
Did he?
Yeah, because he'd been skinny his whole career, but he has stopped doing drugs over the last 6 months. I don't know whether he had a relapse.
When you've been
at
doing
the end.
drugs so long, the damage is already done.
Oh yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
Hard drugs at that. You know, I mean, we
like I've seen like see the thing like I've seen like not to like try to taint his image or nothing, but everybody knew DMX had a drug problem. Yeah. And I've actually like me since I started doing what I'm doing, I've had people actually like that was sitting in the dope spot send me videos of I never put it out there myself.
Oh really?
Like,
people sending you
people have sent me videos
of DMX getting high.
Of DMX coming to the crack house to buy crack. $10, a $10 dime was $7, and like I just never. I have just me personally.
DMX didn't have. All he had was $7.
DMX had $7 coming to buy a dime in Arizona. Out in Arizona, some people from Arizona that I know, like you know what I mean, that dibble and dabble in the streets, send me a video, and I had DMX was coming to the dope house to buy a $10 rock and only had $7. Like. I've seen that. Like I just never. I had so much. Like I was such a fan of DMX growing up, and the respect level that I have for him, I just chose not to ever put that out there. But I've literally like DMX was. You know what I mean? He was out here doing what he wanted. I mean, you know, because, you know, he always spoke about his drug addiction and the problems that the demons he was dealing with. So it was never a secret. Like, you know what I mean?
And he had his drug problems before he even became a rapper.
Exactly.
This started early. It started early in his life. And, you know, listen, he got to live 50 years at the height, you know, being a super rap star, being a movie star, being an icon, having 17 children.
17 children?
17 children.
That's what I didn't know.
17.
I did not know he had 17.
I know that for a fact.
17 children?
Ranging from 4 months to 20-something years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
17 children?
Yeah.
That's amazing. You just fucked me up with that.
Yeah.
I never heard that. Like, wow.
No, that's actually true. We reported on that. A lot of people were saying 15, but it's actually 17.
Wow.
So listen, man, he's an icon. He's gonna have a huge funeral. Rough Riders Anthem became his biggest song after the fact. That's my favorite deal.
That was always my favorite joint.
Yeah, that was my shit.
That and Slippin'. That and Slippin'.
A lot of people love Slippin'.
I love Slippin'.
A lot of people love Slippin'. I think that's the song that kind of connected with a lot of people.
It connected it like you felt it felt personal. Like it felt like you telling your own story. Like, you know what I mean? So all the shit we went through. Like, you know.
Rest in peace, man. One of the greats.
Definitely.
But then Black Rob died.
That's what I was about to say.
51 years old.
It's crazy. Like, he commented after DMX died, but he was ailing on his own. He was going through his own shit.
Yeah, no, he had one foot in the grave when he made that video. And we actually had an interview set up with him a few months ago. Mm-hmm. And he had to cancel the day of because he ended up back in the hospital on dialysis.
They're living hard, bro. Like,
he's had kidney problems. He's had kidney failure for a long time. Very, very tough life. And this was like, I think from like the 90s.
From the 90s, he had kidney problems.
Yeah, he was having kidney problems. So this is a long time coming. So he passed away right after DMX, even before the funeral even happened.
That is crazy. Like, ain't that crazy? And they always say celebrities die in threes. Like, it's always
everybody. Man. Puffy allegedly offered to help pay for the funeral.
I would hope so. Like, what the fuck? I would hope so.
Yeah. Sad, man.
That's just the real, it's just the real thing to do. Like, especially a dude in Puffy situation, like that 10,000 for a funeral, like that. What is, like, bro? Like, this dude was your artist, like one of your biggest artists, like legendary, like whoa, like that's like a anthem forever. Like, come on, bro. Like, why wouldn't I reach it? I would reach in my pocket and pull out things. If Puffy didn't, I would do it. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I got 10,000 on this funeral. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace, Black Rob. I really wish we had a chance to talk to him before he passed away because I was a fan.
Whoa is a fucking hood anthem forever. Like, still to this day, like, whoa, come on in the club.
She was whoa.
That shit is like forever a classic. That's one of the songs I first started, like, remember the single used to come out and you get the CD and they have the instrumental on there, like, and we used to freestyle to like, whoa, like that's like how I learned how to rap. Like that's one of the, you know what I mean? Oh, that shit was like legendary. Like,
yeah, rest in peace to two New York greats.
Definitely.
Back to back, losses, man. DMX and Black Rob. Well, since last time Lil Nas X was in the news.
Twerking for the devil.
Fucking
like, just like embarrassing. I ain't gonna lie, like just embarrassing. Like, just being a black man, that shit is embarrassing. Like, I know how the world is. You can't say too much and everything is, you can't even have an opinion or you're homophobic. But it's just, as a black man, that shit is embarrassing. Like, but whatever, to each their own, whatever.
I personally, with the whole Satan video and the way he explained it afterwards, he said, well, look, as a gay man, my family constantly, tried to shame me by saying that I'm going to go to hell for being gay and everything else like that. So like, I use this to kind of switch it, to sort of use all that pain and basically kind of flip it on him, and so he's like twerking on Satan. And to me, it's sort of like and this is something that really kind of exploded. When me and Michael Jai White, we talked about this, and we talked about how Satan isn't real. How there's no red guy with horns and a tail. It's just a made up thing around Christianity. So it's like, there's no such thing as an actual Satan, so it's really just a symbolic type of thing. And
it's symbolic, but I'm saying the thing that it symbolizes, I understand the whole symbology, but what it symbolizes is just, it's embarrassing. Like, well, it's like, you're gonna go to hell. Well, oh well, I'm gonna bend it over. Like, it's just embarrassing, bro. It's just like, I mean, to each their own. Like, I don't want to disrespect. It's just like, as a black man, it's just seeing another black successful man it's just like, you know, it's kind of embarrassing. It's kind of cringy, bit creepy.
Well, I mean, people were, well, at one point, he actually responded to this tweet. Someone said, Lil Nas X, his birthday is on the same day that DMX died. This was a human sacrifice or some shit. Wow, like, come on. That's crazy. You know, and at the end of the day, I mean, a lot of people were mad at me or like, they're like, Satan is real. Like, I'm unsubscribing from you. It's like, all right, you can unsubscribe from me if you want. I mean,
that's terrible.
I've never seen. Show me an actual Satan, and I'll retract my statement. But at the end of the day, it's the boogeyman.
We know with it, but it's of course it's no Satan, but we know just what it symbolizes and what we know it meant. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And of course, he had the shoes, you know, the human blood in it and the pentagram. Listen, man, artistically, I think what he's doing is fine.
Artistically,
this is how he's pushing the envelope, and he wanted this type of attention.
Of course,
you know, he knew exactly what was going to happen. He was trolling his song up the charts, and it worked. It was number 1 at one point. I think now it's like number 2 even. The song is okay. I mean, I'm not a fan of the song.
Dope song. Like, it's not
I'm not a fan of the song, but I think because of what he did, that's what caused the song. Because people just want to hear what all the fuss is about. Almost like a Tekashi thing. Like, Tekashi doesn't make great music, but you just want to see what he comes up with.
Honestly, I never listened to the song. Like, I've seen all the posts and I've seen like what he did, and I've never even heard the song.
Old Town Road is a great song.
Old Town Road is like
it's a great
it
was
song.
Dope.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
because of Billy Ray Cyrus. Like, it
was dope before Billy Ray Cyrus.
I didn't like Billy Ray Cyrus. Is what made
he put it over the top. I'll give you that.
That was the draw for me. Like, it wasn't even about the little black boy singing a cowboy song. It was
Billy Ray Cyrus.
The little black boy got Billy Ray Cyrus on a song. It was like, oh shit, like you know what I mean?
Well, then Kid Cudi ended up doing Saturday Night Live wearing a dress.
Embarrassing, fucking embarrassing.
Embarrassing?
Bro, you got a fucking Easter Sunday dress. Like, fuck out of here. Like, with the spaghetti straps. Like, fuck out of here, bro. Like, but I knew he was weird when I seen him and Kanye hugging like that on stage. That it was like, I don't know if it was a Grammy show, something, but they were just hugging. It was just like,
I think it was Kanye's tour. He brought him out.
Something, and they were just like hella hugging and like it was like.
Well, Kanye was having a breakdown during that time. Let's not. Shortly after that, Kanye quit his whole tour. Remember?
Yeah, and like
Kanye
like
was having a breakdown.
Cudi broke down too. Like
I didn't like the dress. I mean, he justified it saying like, "Oh, it's an homage to Kurt Cobain, who did the same thing."
Kurt Cobain dress didn't even look that bad. Like, you had a fucking spaghetti. Like, Kurt Cobain didn't have spaghetti straps, bro. Like, you seriously like had an Easter Sunday. My grandma bought me this dress, looking at some, like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, like, nah.
Yo, let me tell you, I had TK Kirkland on the show recently. We haven't put this clip out yet.
He's fucking hilarious.
He's
like,
hilarious.
I gotta meet him. Like, you gotta invite me to one of them parties. You got Vlad. And
done deal. I got you. But you know, I was explaining during our interview that Virgil was the one who designed that dress for Kid Cudi, right? And TK was like, "So you mean to tell me that a man designed a dress for another man?"
Fucking weird.
You mean to tell me that?
No,
and I'm like, well, but you know, a lot of men, and I'm trying to counter. I'm saying, well, you know, a lot of great, you know, designers are men who design women's dresses. He goes, for women, but not for other men. He's like, how do you even? He's like, are they gonna sell it now?
But
like,
you know what kills me? Like, Ben Baller comes out of the fucking wood. He pops his head out his turtle shell. And here come Ben Baller. I designed his grill, and the grill is by Ben Baller. Like you're just so fucking like you're so corny and zesty for that. Like, here you come, like, oh yeah, he has the dress, and the grill is by Ben Baller. Like you just like, get your zesty ass out of here, bro. Like, I just didn't like.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, it kind of reminded me of, you know, because we just did an interview with Ricky Williams. Well, he was the Heisman Trophy winner, right? And he ended up breaking all these records and everything else like that. And then when he joined New Orleans, it was kind of an interesting sort of situation because Mike Ditka was the coach during that time. And it was the first time in NFL history that a coach essentially gave up all their picks in the draft for just one player. He did this crazy like 10-way trade where he gave up all his picks in order to just get him.
And then he just what?
Well, so then after, you know, all this news came out, ESPN did a cover with Mike Ditka and Ricky Williams on the cover. And it basically, the idea of it is, okay, now they're like married, you know, I mean, there's everyone like basically threw in and they're married now, you know, to make this team work. So they did this cover.
Oh, wow. Yeah, nah, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's always the black man being the bitch. Like, you notice, like, the black man is always the bitch. Like,
that's actually a good point. I mean, because in this particular cover, they could have had Mike Ditka wearing a wedding dress.
While he wasn't wearing
while he was wearing a suit.
The black man is always the bitch. Like, I swear to God, like, it's the society. In society, it seems like they're building, they want the black man to just, take it back to this buck breaking shit. Like we hear, like, they want the black man to be the bitch, the inferior bottom boy in society. I swear. Like.
I mean, you make a very good point that I didn't actually think about. Why didn't Mike Ditka wear the dress? I'm sure it was brought up at some point. Like, hey, how about, what do you got to wear a dress?
Like, why weren't you the bitch? Like, you know what I mean? Like, seriously.
It would have been actually kind of funnier with Mike Ditka dressed.
That shit would. Like, it should be like, you got the big black man, but the black man, the big buff black man.
Because it looks kind of weird with big arms and everything else like that.
That shit is, no, it's society. Like,
well, you know, and we interviewed him about it.
Sell out.
You know, we interviewed him about it, and he basically was like, look, you know, he thought it was kind of a, you know, an interesting concept. And he was like, look, I'm coming off of being the Heisman Trophy winner, being the best player in college. He's like, my manhood and masculinity is not, I'm not questioning that. You know, it's established that I'm a man.
No, we are. No, it's not
established.
You know, there's a lot of gay men like, bro, like, I'm establishing that Winchell's is hiring all the blacks and you're a bottom boy. Like, seriously, yeah, I don't care what you say. My manhood, like, I don't care how many Heisman trophies. You're a bottom boy. Like you like to get tickled, bro. Like, seriously.
Well, on your Instagram, you called Lil Pump zesty.
Zesty as
the
shit.
painting of the fingernails.
And the toes. Like,
and the toes, too?
And he ain't got cute toes. Like, it's like, bro, like, the toes ain't even...
that one alone. Pause.
Like, pause. Like, yeah. Like,
he ain't even got cute toes.
Like, the toes ain't even cute, bro. Like, stop it. Pause. Like, bro.
Well, you know, Lil Yachty's supposed to come out with a nail polish line for men.
Lil Yachty's another one, too.
Me and Lil Yachty was going back and forth on Twitter at one point.
Embarrassing. Like, I used to be on his ass a lot, but he's just so corny to me now. Like, he always seemed transgendered to me. Like, I was always questioning, like he reminds me, like, he just gives me transgender vibes.
Well, I'll put it like this. You know, as someone who had two men kissing on his debut album cover, dressed up like a woman, you know, cross-dressed in his music video.
Blood guy.
Has, you know, nail polish that he wears himself and is actually putting out a line. I don't think that anyone would really be all that surprised if Lil Yachty came out.
I swear to God.
I don't think it would be a shock at all. Kind of like when Lil Nas came out of the closet, like, oh, okay, yeah.
It's all not right. A shock.
Yeah, like, okay, makes sense. Lil Yachty came out of the closet, oh, okay, yeah, all right.
Tyler created
we saw it. Tyler's gay.
Tyler's gay, he is.
Tyler's gay.
He is. I swear to God.
It's not a I think he's gay.
He's gay. He's gay.
Tyler,
bro.
I've talked to people around him.
They keep like no, because I used to say I was saying this for
he's
years,
not trolling. He's actually
people,
gay.
He's trolling. No, he's just trolling. No, he's gay.
Our Future is essentially a gay hip hop collective.
Bro, they're gay.
Like
bro,
he's gay. There's another guy who I'm not going to mention in the group is gay. Frank Ocean is obviously gay.
They're
gay,
and then
the girl from the what's her name?
He's trolling. No, he's trolling.
No, he's not trolling. What's her name? Sid, the girl, you know, the group.
What's your name?
She's gay.
Jaden Smith didn't come out and say that for no reason, bro. Like,
that's his boyfriend? Yeah.
Bro, yeah, come on, bro. He didn't say that for no reason. Like, he just didn't want... Tyler just didn't expect it to come out like that. Like, right, but bro...
Tyler's this gay, kind of eccentric, creative, wig-wearing, kind of... fashion forward type of dude, and that's cool, man.
It's like, cool, but I'm supportive of that shit. My thing is just say you're gay.
Well, he's been saying he's gay.
No, he hasn't. Tyler, the Creator.
Yeah, he's been saying he's gay.
But they've been saying he's just trolling though. Like that's the thing. Like he's not trolling. He's gay. Like bro, he's gay. Like Jaden Smith wasn't trolling. He's Jaden.
Yeah, I don't know about Jaden, but Tyler's gay, and that's hey man, listen,
it's cool. No,
that's
it's
cool.
Thing. But my thing is. Stop trying to ride the fence. I hate people trying to ride the fence. Like, it's no fence. Like, bro, you're gay or you're straight. Like, bro, it's like, oh, no, he's just trolling or I'm bi or, bro, you're gay. Like, that's the annoying part to me. It's like a dude that says like, oh no, I don't eat booty. It's like, have you ate some booty? Well, I licked it before. You eat booty, bro. Like, bro, like you know what I mean? It's like, bro, like it's no riding the fence, bro. You eat booty or you don't, bro.
Either salad toss or you're not.
Yeah, like, bro. Like,
there you go.
It's like, bro, like, nigga, I don't like fence riders. Like, bro, like pick a side, bro. In life, you gotta pick. There's no gray areas, bro. Either it's white and black. Life is white and black. There's no gray areas, bro. It's like, bro, like. You got to pick a side. Like, you can't straddle the fence in life. Like, to me, with me, I don't like fence straddlers. Like, there's no fence straddlers. Like, bro, just say that. Like, I respect you more. I respect the gay man. Like, it's not that I don't respect. Like, be who you are, bro. I don't give a why do I care? I don't care. But it's the fence straddlers that's annoying. It's like, bro, let's straddle. Like, bro, you're fucking gay. Like, bro, just do what you do. Like, bro, I don't know, it's just annoying to me. It's like, no, he's just trolling. No, he's not. He's gay, bro. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Be who you are, bro. Like, I don't like fakeness. Like, I can respect Lil Nas X. Like, he's gay. Like, so him doing the thing that he did. I mean, it's a little embarrassing as a black man to like, you know what I mean? To watch you twerk for the devil. Like, you know what I mean? But it's like, hey, like, you know what I mean? Be who you are. Like, but honestly, it's just like, to me, like, be who you are. Behind closed doors, like you know what I mean. Be who you are in your own private life. Like everybody don't have to know. It's like I respect the way things used to be. Like George Michael was gay, but we never knew he was gay as fuck. We didn't really know
until he got caught.
Until he finally got caught.
You know at that little, you know,
exactly. But we didn't really know. Like Luther Vandross, we didn't know Luther Vandross was gay. Like he sung all these. Like you know what I mean. It was like we didn't know about. Like now it's like all these dudes just. Wanted like just be a talented singer. Like you don't have to why does it have to be about your sex? Like things wasn't about it was about the music back then. It wasn't about your sexuality. Like, you know what I mean? Like take it back to the music. Like everything is just like in this new world, everything is about sexuality and it's like you want everybody to like, you know what I mean? It's like, bro, like who even cares? Like what does your sexuality have to do with making a great song? Like just make a great song and sing the music. Like and then that's the thing. Like everybody making shit set. Like we didn't care that Luther Vandross was gay. We didn't even know he was gay because he sung all. He was like we thought he was the biggest player ever. Like we didn't care. Like until like he finally died and then Luther Vandross was gay. But it was like who cared? Like we didn't care. He made great music. Like he made it was all about the music. It wasn't about his set. We didn't care. Like you know, it's just now. In today's society, everything is about sexuality and they trying to just push all this stuff in our face. And it's like, I don't know, it's just a lot. It's a lot.
Well, Ar-Ab just got 45 years.
I mean, we knew that was coming.
45 years? Nah, I didn't see that one coming.
Shit, that was good. Like, we thought he was going to
45 is good?
I mean.
He's 38 years old. He's getting out at 80.
I mean, 45 sound better than life in prison.
83 years.
I'd rather hear that. Like,
getting out at 83?
No, I mean.
That sounds good to you?
No, I mean, it sounds better than life in prison. Like, you was looking at life.
It sounds the same.
He was looking at life in prison. Like, so it just sounds. I mean, it's either way you fucked. But I'm just saying, sitting there in court and hearing you've been sentenced to life in federal prison or you got 45, like you just feel you feel like you got some kind of action or some kind of get back.
You have a date.
Like yeah, you know
no
what I
matter
mean?
how far away.
Feels better.
Yeah, I mean, but having a date longer than your lifetime.
I mean, yeah, of course, but it just feels better. Like coming either way it go, you was out of
fucked
here
up
anyway. But as a man, and you know what you was doing, you know the life you chose, and You know what I mean? So it sound better.
Yeah, it's sad, man, because he was a regular guest on my show. Like, not a regular guest, but like someone
it's
else.
It's not sad though. I don't find it sad. Like, I don't see any sadness.
Well, I mean, I know
he bragged about. He loved his lifestyle. He bragged about it. He like, you know what I mean? He rapped about it. He like he died. He lived his life, and like, you know what I mean? That was the life he clearly chose for himself, and he clearly was proud of the life he chose, and you know what I mean? Like, and he got what we all know that comes with that life. So it's not really I wouldn't call it sad. It's unfortunate, but I'm not sad about it. I can't be sad.
Yeah, I mean, it depressed me, man, because like I said, I really liked the guy. And he was someone who I had interviewed a bunch of times. I thought he was super talented. Swizz Beatz was the one that actually put me up on him. He called me one day, he's like, yo, I got this artist in Philly that's dope. You should interview him. I checked him out. He was dope. Yeah. But did a bunch of interviews with him. You know, people were, of course, blaming me for his arrest. You know, he did an interview saying that the interviews he did with VladTV had nothing to do with this case. Weren't even in the paperwork. Had nothing to do with anything.
We know.
But of course, people gonna blame me for it, and that's fine. They could go ahead and do it.
They're gonna blame you for Casanova now too.
Well, yeah, they blame me for Casanova, and then, oddly enough, we actually got the audio. And I've mentioned this lots of times before, but I'm gonna keep mentioning because I like to beat a dead horse. Vlad was trending for 2 days because there was a fake article saying that I'm the reason why Casanova was locked up.
I seen that, right? Yeah, I remember. We talked about that last time.
Yeah, we talked about it last time. But I have a guy on my staff who's like the court guy. He's the guy that gets all the court records, writes all the exclusive stories based on, you know, transcripts and audio. He listens in to hearings and everything else like that. And he actually got us the audio of Casanova's bail hearing. Mm-hmm. And in the audio, they actually name Nick Cannon's interview with Casanova as one of the reasons why they wanted to deny bail.
For real?
Yeah.
Wow.
You haven't heard it?
No. Wow.
Let's play it.
And in the defendant's own words, in a November 2019 radio interview with Nick Cannon, the defendant made clear that he is, quote unquote, still Ape. That is, a member of Gorilla Stone. With regard to media interviews the defendant has done, defense counsel references interviews where he said good things about the community, and he references that interviews where he mentions his violent past are about the violent past and have nothing to do with the present. I would just reiterate the Nick Cannon interview from 2019 where he says, still Ape. So he's currently still a member of Gorilla Stone.
Mm.
Yeah. So for anyone who's calling me the police or me the feds, y'all got to call Nick Cannon the feds once again. Well, you really have to call Nick Cannon the feds if you're going to call me the feds, because he's actually in the paperwork now. That's the actual audio from the bail hearing.
Yeah, but you're going to get some backlash for that too, because it's kind of like, that's what we call dry snitch. Like you know, I'm like,
dry snitching on
no,
Nick Cannon?
No. I'm saying like you still gonna get the backlash for it, because that's what they gonna say. Like, oh, you dry snitching like now, because basically like when people mean by dry snitching, that's basically like a dry snitch. I mean, you know, nobody cares, like, but I'm saying that's what the people go. I know, like. That's gonna be their next one. Like, oh, Vlad, George Floyd. Watch. We gonna see. Just remember I said this.
I mean, this has been out.
No, just like, I know. But now that we did this interview, and you said, watch that somebody gonna say it. Watch, I guarantee you.
No, I mean, people, Vlad's still the feds.
Yeah, like,
you know, at the end of the day, neither one of us are feds. We just do interviews, and what people say in their interviews is really up to them. I don't talk to people about what they're actively doing criminal wise. If you want to talk about your past, which is what I focus on in my interviews, you could talk about your past. Now, if that kind of is still going into your present, I don't know. I'm not going to ask you on or off camera what you're doing illegally right now. I would never do that. Mm-hmm. Never, ever, ever. We're going to talk about your past. Now, if you stop doing what you're doing, then it won't matter.
Yeah.
I've talked about my drug dealing past, like, you know, me buying kilo cocaine.
You're not selling drugs, so it don't matter.
I'm not selling drugs.
You're not going to catch me doing it.
Back in you know, the 90s, so I really don't care. Like, go ahead. You know, try to bring it back up. I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was the end of my drug dealing career. Like,
we was having this conversation in Atlanta actually, because somebody matter of fact, I was telling somebody like, yeah, I got Vlad when I get back. Like, somebody was telling me like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, I got Vlad as soon as I get back to LA. And it was like, man, is Vlad really the feds? And I was like, man, I you know how many times I've had this same conversation, bro. It's just like, man.
Am I really the feds? No, I'm not really the feds. Do I work with the feds? No. Everything that comes out.
The feds watch Vlad?
Maybe.
That's what I said. Like, maybe they watch,
do.
Like, but
maybe they do.
Bro,
well,
like,
if you're a criminal, if you're actually actively a criminal, they're going to watch everything. They're going to watch your interviews. They're going to listen to your music. They're going to watch your social media. They're going to go through everything. They're going to go through your phones. They're going to go through your text messages. They're going to go through your iCloud. That's really how Casanova got hemmed up, was phone taps, his iCloud, and text messages. And we actually pulled some of the paperwork from his case, and that shit is crazy. Like, his co-defendants
I would hate for my iCloud to get exposed.
Yo, his co-defendants would send over handwritten, like, you know, like when you join a gang, there's like the rules of the gang. They literally would text over the handwritten rules of joining their gang over text message, handwritten on a piece of paper.
That's some weird shit.
That's all evidence, all of it. Not to say that Cas has anything to do with that. You know, Cas.
So is it like, but since when did being in a gang become a crime? Like, being in a gang is not a crime.
It's not?
In itself? Like,
is no such thing as a gang enhancement?
That's what I'm saying. That's not, they just took away the gang enhancements. Like,
that's gone now?
Like, that's what I'm hearing. Like, they
on a federal level?
How is it? Like, you can't be in a crime. Like, you could be, like, a gang is like, just saying like you're in a gang, like, that's a group of friends, but you might not have anything to do with their work. Like, like, you could be just say you're a part of a gang and it's 50 people and you just, you know, you're a member, you hang out, but just say these 5 dudes over here are selling dope over there.
Right.
But I don't even hang with these 5 dudes. I don't even we off in the same neighborhood, but I don't even hang with them. I don't even deal with them. So they get I don't have anything so the whole gang, like, just because you're a member of this, that means you were selling drugs. I wasn't selling drugs. I don't sell drugs. I don't sell drugs. So I don't even, like, you know what I mean? Like,
right. But there's something called RICO, right? There's something called RICO. And in this particular case, in his case, and I've gone through the paperwork, and whoever's listening could go through the paperwork as well. As opposed to just looking at memes. But if you go through the paperwork, what happened was, you know, he is putting himself in some level of association with this gang. And that's what they're saying in that Nick Cannon interview. He says, I'm still Ape. You know, I'm still untouchable Gorilla Stone. And they found text messages and iCloud stuff that actually ties him into some of the crimes, like drug dealing and stuff like that. Mm. See what I'm saying? Like, well, what they're trying to say is that, you know, there's a picture of him holding all these bags of weed, right, in Cali, which is perfectly legal. But then there's text messages of him saying that, you know, they're accusing him of like basically giving it to other members to sell and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And there's also like guns and stuff like that they found both on his social media and on his personal iCloud. So they're tying him into crimes. And then with that, you throw in the gang thing on top of it. And that's why he's locked up right now with no bail. It's that. Now, you could say, like, you know, Chris Brown claims to be a blood. Is Chris Brown going to get hemmed up as a gang member for just being in a gang? No. But if they could prove, and I've seen this happen to people, like people who are just sort of associated, if they could prove there's somehow, you know, if they could prove that Chris Brown held some guns for somebody or gave someone some money to buy some drugs and knew that that was what he was doing, then Chris Brown's going to go down as a gang member as well. You see what I'm saying? Just saying you're something is fine, but once you tie yourself into criminal activities,
what I'm saying. Like being from somewhere shouldn't be a crime.
But it makes it
like,
easier.
If you're committing crimes, if you're actually like facilitating these, like if someone's call you like Boskoe, like someone was to call you like, hey, I need some money for a gun because we do this. That's one thing, but just because someone calls you like, hey, what's up, homie? You from where I'm from? How you doing today? Ooh, all good. Yeah. Like, man, that's not a crime. Bro.
I agree. I agree. And really, it's like at the point that you become an entertainer, that should be the moment that you completely stop any sort of illegal activity.
Yeah,
At the point that you start rapping about it, doing interviews about it,
but yeah, like
doing social media
activity,
shit, you should completely 100% stop, and you should hope that whatever you're doing previously doesn't catch up to you.
Exactly.
That's it.
But it's like at the same time, it shouldn't be a crime for still knowing. You still know the people you know. You still like, you know what I mean? You become a celebrity.
You can know those people. I know lots of criminals. You know what I mean? Like, criminals are my friends. It's cool. But have I ever been involved in anything in regards to any crimes? No, none whatsoever. Zero, zilch. I don't want nothing to do with it. Don't talk to me about it. I don't, nothing of any sort. I don't want to join a gang. I don't want to do nothing. I'm 47 years old. I have a legal business. And listen, this is coming from someone who, like I said, I've dabbled in drug dealing before. But more so than that, a lot of my early career was spent as a mixtape DJ, selling illegal CDs. Wondering if the feds are going to kick down my door at one point, like they did to DJ.
Like back then when they did pirating and
I was selling mixtapes, and I wasn't clearing all the songs, and so forth. Once again, past statute of limitations. I could talk about it. I don't do it anymore, But I remember when DJ Drama, he got busted and they towed his car and seized his bank accounts. I said,
I remember that back in the day.
I'm done. Yeah. I said, I'm done. I was actually a partner in a major mixtape company. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say which one. I was a silent partner, and I'm like, I told my partner, I'm like, yo, you can have this shit. Let's just split it up. I'll walk away with this little bit, whatever. You can have the rest. You can have the company. I'm done. I'm doing DVDs now. I'm doing video. I'm good. Fuck all this.
It was really that illegal, mixtapes?
Well, it wasn't, but then when DJ Drama got busted, it made it more real. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, because the problem, and this is what everyone has to realize when it comes to illegal shit, is that if you're just doing it on a little level, no one's really going to care, and whatever, you make a little bit of money and you fly under the radar and it doesn't matter. But the bigger you get, the more you get on people's radar and the greater the penalty is. So there was so little motivation to get bigger. Because I remember me and my old business partner used to argue about this. He's like, yo, we need to make this mixtape site bigger. And I'm like, why? So we can get busted harder? Like,
like you see, what's it, Omi and the Hellcat dude?
Yeah, like that dude. Yeah.
He was fucking huge, but you made busted. Yourself big. Like, you got a fucking YouTube channel. I swear to God, when I just start noticing him, like, I swear to God, like, I noticed him. I don't know how I came across him, but I started seeing this shit and I was watching. And I swear to God, the first time I said, this nigga going to the feds. I'm like, what the fuck? And I swear to God, like a week later, the feds came in.
He got busted. Like, I interviewed Batman Kevo. He was running a whole credit card fraud thing. And
he was getting some money.
He got busted as well. And that's the thing. I just don't understand, like, what motivates someone to keep doing illegal shit on a bigger level, knowing that it's just going to send him to jail that much longer? Like, the bigger you get, the longer the jail sentence is. So what's the point? Like, what is the fucking point? Where does the motivation come from?
I think
the short-term money? Like,
I think I said this before on one of our past interviews. I'm quite sure I did. Like, what's the use of being king if nobody knows it? Like, I think deep down inside, every criminal really want to tell their story. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. You want people to what's the use of doing, like everybody can't do this shit. So it's like, deep down inside, like, you want that recognition. Like, you want to be able to tell your story. Like, yeah, I did it. Like, you want, like, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
everybody, what's the use of being king if nobody knows it?
Well, NBA YoungBoy is locked up right now.
Yeah, I see that.
And from what I understand, I've watched some lawyers actually break down his case. He's actually facing a lot of time, and there's a lot of mandatory minimums that go along with what he's doing.
Idiot, bro. I've been saying I swear to God, I was saying for the longest, like, I've been, like, you could go back, I've been saying, like, YoungBoy is, like, he wilding, like, he don't want to be out here. Like, you in a good position to do some bigger things, but his mentality, like, bro, you gonna be, I seen you going to jail. Like, it's like, bro, like, you too focused on, like, you need some better people. I said it a long time ago, multiple times, different occasions. I'm like, bro, like, this nigga, he could be something big, but you so want to be gangster. Like, you act like you he don't respect his position. Like, that's what it is. I was just to put it, he didn't respect his position. And that's how I always felt about YoungBoy. Like, you know,
yeah, I mean, I've interviewed his brother, and I've talked to him about it. And he goes, well, he didn't really give me a great answer. And he goes, like, you know, for one thing, like, he goes out without security and then ends up getting into situations. And he's like, yo, like, he's like, I got 20 security guys that he could choose from. But if you're not going to choose one, you're just going to run out. What are you going to do? He's a grown man.
Yeah.
21 years old, 8 kids, I think 8 baby mothers.
8 baby mamas. Including Mayweather's daughter.
Yeah, including Yaya, who stabbed his other baby mother. Let's not forget that part.
I like Yaya, though. I like Yaya.
I mean, it just seems like he just don't give a shit. But, you know, they came from a rough background, man. Like, their mom abandoned them when they were like 2 years old.
You know what I mean? So he just like and I seen that in him, and it was like, bro, like, but I seen his potential at the same time. Like, I seen you was on the threshold. It's like, bro,
he's not even on the threshold. He's really one of the biggest artists today.
No, yeah, but you still, your mind doesn't, you still want to be you act like the common street thug, like the common ruffian, like, you know what I mean? Like, he needed to respect, like Lil Baby. It's like, Lil Baby, you come from the street. Lil Baby is a street dude.
Yeah.
But Lil Baby, to me, from the outside looking in, he respects his position, and
right.
he respects it more. He knows how to move. Like, you know what I mean? He a wild dude too, like, you know what I mean? But he got a little more respect for who he is, like, and I just feel like,
yeah.
I feel
mean,
like
look,
I was YoungBoy down for.
I mean, you have to, for anyone who is lucky enough to earn a living in entertainment, just realize that it can be taken away very quickly from you.
Easily, like in a
Between
second.
cancel culture, because you're so much in the spotlight. You know what I mean? If I was Vlad the computer programmer, which is where my life was heading at one point, I could do dumb shit and it doesn't really matter.
It don't matter. Yeah.
But as Vlad, the public figure, you know, the owner of VladTV, every single tweet, every single comment, every single private conversation, even, you know, I got to learn that, like, even private conversations with people who I think are my friends could turn around and be
some big
misconstrued and retold in a fucked up manner and you know, twisted up and everything. Where it's like, yo, all of us are very lucky to be here. We get to wake up every morning and do something we actually like. We don't have to put on a suit and go to an office we don't want to be at, or go work on an assembly line, or go sweep up garbage, or, you know, clean out toilets. Like, we actually get to make good money doing something we like to do. And we shouldn't be big enough, have an ego to the point where we feel like we deserve it, and we're gonna have this no matter what happens. Like, the public can turn on you. I mean, look at R. Kelly. He was on top of the world, and now it looks like he may never get out.
Exactly.
He may never get out. You know,
is it looking like that? Like, what did they even sentence him to?
Well, he didn't get sentenced to anything. He hasn't had a trial yet.
Yeah, he's just in jail sitting. Like,
he's sitting. His trial is actually set. I actually wrote this down. It's set, actually, he has a sex trafficking trial set in August in Brooklyn. And then, like, his associates have been found guilty for setting, like, his girlfriend's car on fire, one of his accusers. You know, he was on top of the world. And once again, just feeling like I'm so big that laws don't apply to me. You know, like, they have a videotape of me having sexual relations with an underage girl. I beat that case, and I'm going to continue to hang out. You know, and R. Kelly continues to hang out with underage girls after that.
That case just completely disappeared. He didn't even beat it. That shit just that kid. I wonder if you remember
what do you mean?
The 14-year-old girl case, it was just like disappeared.
Oh, I know the story about it.
But I'm saying, like, didn't the case just like never went to trial?
No, it went to trial. He beat it.
Did he?
Yeah, he got acquitted.
I never heard.
He got acquitted because the girl said it's not her. The girl said it's not her. And when the main victim is saying it's not her,
they got no case.
You have reasonable doubt, right? And, you know, yeah, like her friends are saying it's her, and her aunt, you know, Sparkle is saying it's her, whatever. But the girl itself is saying that's not me. And there's no way to prove it one way or another. And If it was a civil trial, he would have lost, because then that's a 51%, 49% situation. But as a criminal trial is beyond a reasonable doubt. And his lawyers were good enough to prove that there's a doubt that might not be her, that this might be some 18-year-old somewhere.
Yeah.
And, I remember I interviewed one of his other accusers, one of his other former girlfriends, and she described how the girl's father, who actually played bass on R. Kelly's albums,
the one who brought her to
him, had to watch that video.
Exactly.
And he was crying as he was watching it and had to say that's not her. And on the week of the trial, that whole family went on a cruise out of the country.
He paid them off.
Of course. And just recently, like when he went to prison, that girl actually filed for bankruptcy. Meaning that he had been paying her off.
All this time?
All this time.
Oh, so now.
And then at the point that he went to prison, there's no more income.
No money, yeah.
No more money. She was probably living off this whole time. She's probably like, all right, because look, at the end of the day, it's not like he was, it was statutory rape, but he wasn't forcing himself on her. She wanted to be with him. So It's like, oh, okay. Oh, so now we're caught. All right, pay me off for the rest of my life. I'm cool with it. Like, I don't hate you. She didn't hate R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, so it was like, okay, she took that money.
She wasn't forced. She wasn't clearly willing to do it.
She was willing. Now that's still wrong. Let's just say that's still wrong, but it's still wrong.
She wasn't raped.
She wasn't. She was statutory raped.
It was statutory rape, but she wasn't forced to do anything.
She wasn't forcibly raped. So there's not a hatred towards R. Kelly to the point where she wanted to get back at him. She's like, all right, just pay me off and I'll never say anything. And then
Which is still fucked up. But
it's completely fucked up. And he's where he belongs, in prison. He should not be out in this free world potentially preying on other underage girls.
Yeah, he was a complete predator.
Yeah.
Like when the story all came out,
he was a predator.
He was a complete predator. Like just being a man with daughters and he was a complete fucking predator. Like just a straight creep. But honestly, everybody want to point the finger at R.K., but it's a lot of dudes out here that's predators and fucking it's so easy. Like once somebody in the limelight gets put in the limelight and everybody goes, oh yeah, you're a predator. But honestly, growing up, it was always older dudes dropping the same girls off to high school and shit, junior high. It's a lot of dudes who fuck with young girls. It's girls who fucking with older men. Cause then with the dudes with the cars, there was you know what I mean? You got the 16-year-old girl in high school. She fucking the 21, 22-year-old dope dealer in the hood with the car, and he dropping her off and said that. It was always going on growing up.
And it always will go on.
You know what I mean?
This is just the reality of life. It always will go on, and the rules are different in different states and different countries. And what I don't understand is okay, if you're R. Kelly and you have this fetish for younger looking women, go get some 18-year-olds who look young.
Different country though.
Who look young and just work that shit out in your head. You don't need an actual 15-year-old.
Go to a different country where it don't matter.
It don't matter. If that's what you want to do, get your little sick fetishes off over there.
Yeah, go to fucking Thailand.
Wherever. But no. But R. Kelly, I think at some point, you get, because R. Kelly, now he's this broke down dude in prison, but R. Kelly's a superstar. He's one of the great R&B voices and producers of our lifetime. Right. Not only was he producing himself, but he was producing for He was producing for Michael Jackson, right?
Everybody.
Like he was doing this. He was writing mega hits. I remember interviewing Omarion. R. Kelly wrote some of their hits, some
of B2K?
B2K hits, yeah.
I don't even
Girlfriend.
Oh, he wrote that?
Yeah, that was R. Kelly.
Oh, shit.
You could see his fingerprints all over that shit. Lil Wayne's baby mother, what's her name?
Toya?
No, the other one.
What's her name? Fucking Nivea?
Nivea. R. Kelly wrote hits for her.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, that, what's her? She had one big, she got one, she really only had one big
R. Kelly wrote that one.
Yeah, he wrote that one.
Trust me, if R. Kelly, I remember me and Boosie were going back and forth about this. If R. Kelly had a verses,
he would kill it.
I don't know any living person that could really stand up.
R. Kelly.
Think about it. A verses with R. Kelly, who can you pick? Who's alive?
Drake. Drake.
Maybe, yeah.
Drake is
Drake
got a lot of hits.
Yeah, but Drake is not really R&B, like strictly R&B like that. He's back and forth.
But he got enough R&B songs where he could compete. Like, he got a lot.
I would say that R. Kelly's R&B catalog kills Drake's R&B catalog.
Yeah, of course. No, of course.
R&B, now, total catalog, it's a conversation. But who has an R&B catalog right now that can fuck with R. Kelly? See what I mean?
Nobody that I could think.
So what I'm saying is he is so big in his own mind and in the world at large that he's just thinking, listen, this shit don't apply to me. Like Michael Jackson. Whatever, I'm going to hang out with kids. I don't care what y'all say. I'm Michael Jackson.
That shit was strange as shit.
You know?
It's a beautiful thing to share your bed with a child. Mike, nah. That shit was weird as hell. I ain't gonna lie, Mike was weird with that one. I ain't gonna let you.
You seem to be taking shots at Charleston White a lot on your Instagram.
I don't like him.
I've interviewed him.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I think he's a cool dude.
I think he talked too much.
What do you mean?
He just talked too much. He said a lot of stuff. I think he like a smart, dumb nigga. Like that's what I call him. I think he's a smart, dumb ass. Like you have a level of intelligence, but you have a bigger level of ignorance. Like you like a dumbass country bumpkin nigga that just be talking out the side of your neck. And I would slap the shit out you, like you know what I mean? Like basically, like bro, like you just be talking, like you all over the place. Like, you know, if we was really together, I'll slap the fuck out you, bro. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like do your thing, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not hating. I never had a problem with him. Like it was funny to me. Like I seen him talking about the rappers, and you know what I mean? He was just another media viral nigga. Like, you know what I mean? So it was just funny at first, but then he started talking about things that directly pertain to me and my life, and like, you know what I mean?
Such as?
I mean, I don't want to get all into it, like,
okay.
But he just like, you know what I mean? He said some things that directly offended me, and it was just like what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll slap the fuck out of Charleston White. Like, and if, you know what I mean? If you ever like find the nerve to want to get up in this ring, I can facilitate that too, bro.
Well, he's a smaller guy.
Yeah, that's cool.
He's like 5'5" or something.
I mean, shit, I wear 2 headgears.
2 headgears?
You know what I mean? What you want me to wear, bigger gloves? I wear some 18-ounce gloves. Fuck it.
Well, I mean, listen.
But I don't even want to box you, but I said I'll slap the fuck out of you. Like, let's have a, like, we can slap.
But doesn't he do kind of what you do as a whole, overall?
I mean, kind of what I do, but
kind of trolls celebrities like, in a way. That,
yeah, but I'm not disrespectful with it. Like,
you're not disrespectful?
No.
You're not disrespectful to...
No, I'm talking about, like, I'm not vulgarly disrespectful. Like, it's a way, like, you know how you say, like, it's not what you do, it's how you do? Mm-hmm. I think it's like I don't just be like, it's just a way you do it. Like, it's a way you do things. He completely disrespectful. Like, I'm offenseful. I'm offenseful, but I'm not disrespectful. I don't consider myself disrespectful. I don't consider what I do. Like, when I bag on someone, I don't say, it's certain, like, you can diss someone without disrespecting them. Like, I might have offended you, but when you really look, I didn't disrespect you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I might have been offended. Like, you know what I mean? You might have been, take something I said and like, it was offenseful, you feel offended. Mm-hmm. But disrespected is a whole different thing. Like,
I feel
you. Know what I mean? And I feel he's disrespectful. He's way past offensive. He's becoming disrespectful at this point.
Well, I think he's kind of new at this, and I think he has some newfound fame. Mm-hmm. And I think that once you get that fame for doing a certain type of thing, you sometimes try to push the envelope a bit. You know, like I just had China Mac on my show.
Yeah, he just told yesterday.
Yeah.
He just told, I just talked to him this morning and shit. Yeah. I talked to him. That's my boy.
Yeah, he talked well about you in the interview. And he showed me this one clip of like basically Charleston White talking bad about Chinese people.
Yeah, it's disrespectful, but it's disrespectful.
When I heard that, I'm like, okay, that's over the top.
He's over the top.
Next time we do an interview, you know, if we do another interview, because I do want to bring him back, I want to talk to him about that. And honestly, I don't agree with what he said. I thought that was he's completely, just really unnecessary.
Unnecessarily, completely disrespectful. Like, it's one thing to be offensive, but it's a whole different lane when you disrespectful. Like you're just disrespectful and just weird and ignorant and just it's becoming embarrassing. I don't find it entertaining at all. Like, you know what I mean? And I'll slap the shit out that nigga.
Well, he's working out his routines.
That's cool.
And we'll see how and he knows that whatever he says, he has to stand behind. And he's aware of the repercussions. I mean, it's not like this is a dude that isn't aware of the bad things that could happen. I mean, he went to prison for murder.
Yeah, that's cool. It's a lot of bitch niggas in prison too, though. Like it don't make you tough because you've been to prison. Like it's a lot of bitches in prison too. Like, so. Yeah, I've been to prison, but yeah, it was a lot of bitch ass niggas when I was in prison too, though. So.
Bobby Shmurda's out.
Yeah, shout out to Bobby Shmurda.
It's interesting how much love Bobby has gotten from like all the rappers out there. Like people are like buying him chains and taking him on private flights and doing songs with him. Him and Rowdy Rebel. They're now showing up, But it's just interesting how you take that and compare it to like a Tekashi who gets out, who's essentially like no one wants to do nothing with him.
He's a snitch. He was a snitch. Like nobody who the fuck want to fuck with you. Like these is two dudes that, you know what I mean, took their sentence, went to jail, kept it solid, came home. Now they, you know what I mean, they getting, you know what I mean, they still in the line. Like Tekashi, you went to jail, you turned bitch, you did some bitch shit and got, like, you know what I mean, it's just not the same. But I seen him and his girl kind of breaking up, man. I just want to know.
Yeah, she covered up the tattoo.
Yeah. She looking good too.
You trying to holler at that?
Yeah, ass looking fat. I'm all in her DM. I've been all in her DM.
Really?
Oh God, like I've been all in her shit. Oh God.
Yeah, I mean Tekashi bought her that body.
Good job, bro.
Good job. Yeah, and he's been kind of quiet recently. So he came out
since that
all
Meek
loud
Mill shit.
everything.
Since that Meek Mill shit, yeah, he been quiet.
Yeah, I mean, in general. I mean, no new music. He's not really on social media.
Because he corny as fuck, bro. It's like, bro, like, how much trolling can you do? When you gonna come out and fight? Like, I want to get you in a boxing match. Like, fuck it. Let me box you. Like, come out and get that. I think that'll be a big money draw.
You and Tekashi?
Yeah, bring up.
Never gonna happen.
Yeah, of course.
He's too rich.
No, but yeah, he too rich, but you too scary though. You too scary though. That's like it's nobody that's too rich. You're too scary because even a rich man with heart could come out and do what the fuck he want to do. You too scary. It don't matter how rich you are. You scary. He's a bitch. Like period. Like you scary. He's a bitch.
It is what it is. And a lot of people have really gotten on me because I said I want to do an interview with Tekashi.
For what? Like what can you do? Like,
right, but they point out that I've interviewed a lot of mafia guys that snitched.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I mean, they have a point.
No, they have a big,
so
that's a big point.
If I interview mafia dudes who snitch.
Why not Tekashi?
Because then they have a point.
But it's like your story isn't that interesting. Like you was a bitch ass nigga. You was trying to hang with gangsters. And you just exposed though. Like you really like it's not even that you're not as interesting as a mafia guy. You just a bitch. Like you just you're not even I wouldn't interview him either. But I would fuck his girl. Definitely. And his baby mama. Hi Sarah.
Sarah Molina.
Hi Sarah. Hola.
What do you think of Paul Pierce getting fired from ESPN?
You know what? Paul Pierce is like an OG for me. Like, you know what I mean? He went to Inglewood High, small Inglewood.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean? That's like...
Close to home.
Inglewood, though. I'm going to say that. Inglewood, though. I don't even want to speak on that. But
nah?
Inglewood, though.
Let me tell you, I interviewed TK Kirkland about this also. And I really fell out of my seat when he said this. He said, my biggest disappointment with Paul Pierce when he posted that video with the strippers is how ugly them bitches were.
See, I never even watched the video. I heard about the situation, but I still never even watched the video or anything.
This is Paul Pierce. You expect some dime pieces, some shit,
some
fly shit.
Weak shit.
He had some busted ass bitches. This is TK talking. He's like, he had some ugly ass bitches. And this video said, damn, Paul, this is the best you could get. You gonna throw away your job for this? At least have some bitches be like, okay, well, I get it.
But why is that bad because he had some girls twerking. Like, that don't make the sense.
Because he works for ESPN. And you know who ESPN is owned by? Disney.
And so Disney
when you sign on to a major network like that, you sign paperwork. And you know, those major networks are associated with a lot of brands.
Yeah.
It's you know,
so
especially with sports, it's very family friendly. Sports is like, it's interesting when I put up interviews with sports figures as opposed to like rappers or, you know, other types of celebrities. Sports always seems to get the most advertising dollars because sports is considered safe, right? There's no, you know, everyone wants to advertise on the Super Bowl, right? That's considered the epitome of advertising. So when you sign on as an analyst for ESPN, as a spokesman for ESPN, there's a code of conduct that has to go along with that position. And he broke that code of conduct by having a whole bunch of strippers and thongs and everything else like that. He knew what he was getting into. No one was surprised that he got fired.
Yeah, he fucked up.
You know, and it almost seemed like he didn't give a shit. Now he's worth like $40 million.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he be all right.
So it could just be like, man, I'm just tired.
Yeah, he be all right.
You know, I'm just gonna ride off into the sunset with this.
$40 million is definitely enough money to live out the rest of your life, man.
Exactly.
Like if you invest it right and do the right shit with it, $40
you don't have to invest it right. You could really just live off.
You can live off the interest.
You can put it into a savings account
and live off the
you
interest.
will be fine for the rest of your days. You don't have to invest nothing.
What's that about? 400,000 a year, like just off interest? Like no, probably $4 million a year, just
$4
off
million
interest.
a year,
just off interest.
Well, nah, you're not gonna get. Well, you could get 10%, but it's not gonna be easy.
I mean,
yeah,
you know, you could live off.
You could potentially live off the interest with good investments, but even without the interest, you're still good. And he's one of the greats, and it seems like he just don't give a shit.
Yeah,
like fuck it.
You only live once anyway, man. Life is short. Like, you know, fuck
yeah.
It. He did it. Like, you know what I mean?
I remember you made some comments about Famous Dex.
He's a strange dude to me.
Yeah.
Like, he always, like, just from the top, he's a strange dude. But, you know, like, you know what kills me? Because I know one of his ex-girlfriends, like, I ended up, like, meeting her at a party, and she was so fly to me, like, and I, like, she wanted, like, we real cool, and I talked to her. And I look at him, and I watch his antics, and I'm just like, bro, like, this dude is like a lost soul. He yeah, like, you know what? Shout out to Famous Dex, man. I hope he really get himself together. Like, I hope he get his life together.
I mean, he seems like he really has deep-seated problems.
Yeah,
he seemed like
you're a dope head. You're a dope fiend. Like, you're the dope fiend. Basically, like, just put it, he's a dope fiend. But it was like, you had so much potential. Like, damn, you had a girl like this and you fucked this up. Like, how you even fuck this? She's beautiful. Like, you know what I mean? Shout out to Tay. I love Tay. But yeah, like, he a dope head. He a dope head.
Drugs are a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Especially hard drugs. You know, I'm a weed smoker. I'm cool with all that, but...
Gotta get some Henny in there, though.
Some Henny?
Gotta get some...
Yeah, all right. I'll drink some Henny.
Got to.
I'm a Henny drinker on occasion. I'm more of a vodka drinker, but Henny's cool, too. I fuck with the brown as well. But yeah, man, once those drugs get a hold of you, I've seen too many people really just go down the tubes with that shit. You know, I have people in my own family that can't even come around because they're
just drugs, yeah.
Like literally cannot come around ever. Do not want to see them. Do not want to talk to them.
I think now is a good time, especially like in light with like DMX and Black Rob just dying. Like, I think a lot of these rappers need to get in tune with themselves and get a hold of these drug addictions. Like we just lost two legends back to back. Like, you know what I mean? Not saying that Black Rob died of drug, like, you know what I mean? Not saying that, but yeah, we just know the type of life that they were living in. Like, I hope that a lot of these younger rappers could look at that and, you know what I mean, just get their own life in order. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, life is too short. And let me tell you, I know a lot of these 20-year-olds or these teenagers look at me and think, oh, 47, you old as shit. And your life is almost over. Let me tell you, man, I'm just getting started.
It's a blessing to make it.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
Bro.
It's a blessing to make it to this age.
I swear.
And if you make the proper choices early on, these are the best times of your life.
The best time.
The
really?
best.
Because the
Like,
other time you think that's like, these is really,
this is
when
really,
life starts getting good.
this is really when it gets fun, when you really got money, when you could really do whatever you want.
And when you really have a knowledge of life. And like, these are the best times of life. Like,
when you could just be online one day, see something you like, and you just go and buy it. You're not even thinking about it. Like, yo, because you got it like that. Exactly. You're not worried about, pandemic hit. We were fine. My whole staff was employed. Like, you know what I mean?
They're fine.
And everyone had their health insurance and everything else like that. Like, my whole family is good. Like, you really could do shit, and you could help other people as you get older and really get the satisfaction out of that. Like, you don't want to check out at 50. You don't want to check out at 51. You don't want to check out in your 40s. You want to live to your 80s and 90s or to 100.
At least to 75.
And to see everything that you've worked for come to fruition, man. I know your grandmother died not too long ago. You had actually posted on Instagram. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No, I'm dealing with it.
Yeah. How long ago was it?
She died the same day as Biggie. She died March 9th.
March 9th.
She died
about a month ago. A month or some change.
It's been a little over a month.
Tough, man. I don't have any more grandparents. My dad died about a year and a half ago.
We were real close too. Like, I was like I want to be like, I was like.
That was like your mom, kind of?
Nah, she wasn't like my mom, because my mom was always there, but
okay,
we just like my grandmother, like I was real. I was the first I was the oldest grandchild. So I just always had a tight relationship with my granny though. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Was there a reason why you posted all that stuff on Instagram?
What?
The funeral and the casket and everything?
I'm kind of like, me, honestly, like, I just feel like, you know what I mean? You only live once. And like, me and my following, like, everybody kind of like, I feel like my life is like inspirational to a lot of other people. So I share a lot of my life as like, you know what I mean? I kind of want other people to learn, and I want people to be inspired by the things that I do. And you know what I mean? So I want people to just see that I'm a normal person. Like, you know what I mean? You kind of look at a lot of people and like a lot of celebrities, and you don't feel as connected to them because you don't know a lot. Like, you know what I mean? It's like people like, you don't really know a lot about them, so you not feel as connected. But like me and my fam, Scolification Gang, and the people that really like follow me and fuck with me, I like, you know what I mean? I want them to know my whole story. Like, 'cause I could die at any day. I could die leaving this interview. Like, you know what I mean? And I kind of want my story to just be, I don't got nothing to hide. Like, I want my life to be out there, and I already put myself in the realm or in the lane of a celebrity or a public figure. You know what I mean? So I don't have nothing to hide. Like, when I die, I want my whole story to be out there. And it's like, you know what I mean? And that's what it is.
Well, there you have it. Hopefully we've added to the, added some of the details.
Yeah,
some of the footnotes along the way. Boskoe100, man. Always a pleasure when you come.
Man, always.
Congrats on your recent fight.
Man, I appreciate you. But now they gotta call me. They gotta put some respect on my hands though now.
There you go.
You know what I mean? They gotta put a Skoda champ. Like, Skoda great. Fuck it, I'm Skoda great.
There we go. Until next time.
Yes, sir.
Peace.